Ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, it's showtime!
Welcome to Big Faces Worldwide, where we talking nothing but this boxing, man. What's good, fam? Hey, listen, man, first off, let me welcome everybody to the channel, man. And if you're new here, I want you to be here. So think about hitting that subscribe button as we stay knee deep into this boxing conversation, man. There's a lot of debate, man, an ongoing debate as to who, in fact, the best pound for pound fighter in the world is. You know, everybody got a list of who they think is the best, who they think is second, who they think is third. You understand what I'm saying? No matter where you rank them at, I got these fighters as the four best fighters in the world, man. I got Vasily Lomachenko, I got Canelo Alvarez, I got Errol Spence Jr., and I got Terence Crawford. However you want to put them, those are my four best fighters in the world. You understand what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna tell you my fifth, because a lot of y'all, you know, probably don't agree with me. A lot of y'all don't see it yet. Y'all haven't been made believers yet. But you know, Floyd Mayweather, I'm gonna give y'all a hint. Floyd Mayweather told y'all about it this past weekend. You dig where I'm coming from? But listen, I think that you can argue that either of these guys, maybe with the exception of Spence, I think that the top spot, you can argue between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. Now, there's been a lot of talk about, you know, Terence Crawford hasn't fought anybody. Terence Crawford's resume is not this. Terence Crawford's resume is not that. You know, all that type of talk right there. But when you look at Terence Crawford's accomplishments, you know, screw the resume. We ain't talking about just names. We're not talking about names. We're talking about accomplishments. Terence Crawford is a multi-weight division champion. You understand what I'm saying? Terence Crawford became undisputed at junior welterweight. Then Terence Crawford, in his first fight at welterweight, captured the WBO welterweight title off of Jeff Horn, a man who beat the living legend Manny Pacquiao, and Manny Pacquiao who just defeated a young undefeated champion in Keith Thurman. You know, Jeff Horn was able to beat, man, batter and bruise Manny Pacquiao, man. And Terence Crawford went in there and basically shut him out, tossed him around. You know, it was said that he could not handle Jeff Horn's strength. It was said that, you know, Jeff Horn was too big, too rugged, too rough for him. Terence Crawford went in there and made it look easy. Now, as for Vasily Lomachenko is a guy who has not a lot of pro fights. In my opinion, Vasily Lomachenko has been gifted a lot of opportunities that a lot of boxers don't get. Vasily Lomachenko's second fight was for a world title. He lost that fight to Orlando Salido. In his third fight, he gets another opportunity at a world title. How many other fighters get these opportunities that Vasily Lomachenko was able to get? You understand what I'm saying? And I'm not hating on Vasily Lomachenko. I'm just explaining to you guys what the situation is. And the situation is that Vasily Lomachenko has been put in situations for him to succeed, you know? How many times have you seen a champion, a unified champion, be allowed to fight for a vacant title? You know, by right, Luke Campbell should have fought Devin Haney for that vacant WBC title. You know, how Vasily Lomachenko was able to put his name in there is still beyond me. I have no idea how he was able to do that, man. But, you know, credit to him. He went in there and fought Luke Campbell in a very, very tough fight. and was able to defeat Luke Campbell. But I seen some chinks in Vasily Lomachenko's his armor. You know, he was buzzed by Luke Campbell a few times. You know, he made the adjustments and he was able to get the victory, man. So shout out to Vasily Lomachenko. You know, Errol Spence Jr. Errol Spence Jr. has been looking sensational in every fight that he has had. You know what I'm saying? He has pretty much went in there and steamrolled every opponent up until this point last Saturday night when he went up against an elite welterweight and Showtime Shawn Porter. But we seen Errol Spence, you know, dig deep, you know, show that grit, show that mental toughness, and he was able to walk away with the victory, you know. And a lot of people giving Errol Spence, you know, a lot of flack, you know, saying he was exposed and, you know, all that nonsense right there because he had to fight a tough fight. You know what I'm saying? No one's giving him credit for actually winning the fight. Nobody's giving him credit for actually being able to make the adjustments and being able to defeat a rugged Showtime Shawn Porter, man. I don't know what people thought Showtime Shawn Porter was just going to lay down and give his belt up. No, man. Showtime Shawn Porter is an elite fighter. We have seen nobody dominate Showtime Shawn Porter, and I didn't think anything less would happen in this fight. You know, I knew this would be a tough fight. Go back and watch my videos. I done made several videos of how tough Shawn Porter is, of how, you know, people need to put some respect on Shawn Porter's name, because I knew what type of fight this fight would be. Although I picked Errol Spence to win, I knew Shawn Porter wasn't just going to lie down. I knew this would be, you know, the toughest fight of Errol Spence's career. And, you know, but I think Errol Spence has shown a multifaceted skill set. You know, and Mikey Garcia, he showed that he could box, that he could stick to a game plan for 12 rounds, that he has that mental focus to do so. I've seen him go in there and punish guys, you know, like Lamont Peterson, Kell Brook. And now I've seen him go in the inside and go toe-to-toe with Shawn Porter and be able to come out with the victory. You know what I'm saying? And then you have Canelo Alvarez, who has, you know, possibly fought the better guys out of you know, all the three fighters that I just named, but in doing so, you know, Canelo Alvarez may be the only one out of those three guys who has a few questionable victories. You know what I'm saying? Many people thought he lost against Erislandy Lara. Many people thought he lost against Austin Trout. Many people thought he lost one or two of those fights with Gennady Golovkin. You know what I'm saying? But Canelo is the type of guy who dares to be great. I like the fact that he's, you know, choosing to challenge himself, going up to fight Sergey Kovalev. That's a different video in itself. But, you know, a guy who thinks that much of himself needs to be commended. And if he's able to go in there and beat a Sergey Kovalev, there is no doubt in my mind that Canelo Alvarez is number one pound for pound fighter in the world, man. But, you know, right now at this point, I just can't put him at number one. You understand what I'm saying? I think these four fighters that I named, I think all four of them are very talented. All four of them have many facets and aspects to their fighting styles. I think all of them have shown heart. All of them has shown that they're willing to fight everybody, and that they can fight. You know what I'm saying? You know, people get on Terence Crawford for not fighting the other guys, but, you know, he's in a situation where he's not able to, you know, for promotional reasons. But do you really think Terence Crawford don't want to fight these guys? You know, do you really think Bud Crawford doesn't want to be in that mix? You know, and people bring up, well, he shouldn't have signed with Bob Arum. If you think back, if you've been following boxing, if you know your boxing, you know before Terence Crawford signed this deal that Bob Arum, Top Rank, Todd DeBuff, and those guys, they promised Terence Crawford that making the fights with the other top welterweights would not be a problem. You know, Bo Mack came out and talked about it. You know, right after they signed the contract, before they signed the contract, that one of the reasons why they signed back with Top Rank, because they assured them that getting these other fights would not be a problem. But you know, Bob Arum is Bob Arum. He's been doing this for many, many years, and they put the spin to him. And now, you know, he's on the outside looking in. But you know, we'll see what the future holds, man. We'll see if they can get him the fights that he wants to be in. We'll see if he rises to the occasion, which I think he will. And we'll see who comes. By the end of 2020, we will see, you know, what order these guys are in, and if these guys are still in the top pound for pound conversation. You know, because guys are getting knocked out of the box every other month, man. Guys we thought were on top of the sport, they are getting knocked down and shocked and upset. So we'll see where we're at, man. But listen, man, I appreciate y'all tuning in. You can catch me on Instagram, Twitter, at Big Faces Worldwide, all one word. But in the meantime and in between time, stay blessed and keep on supporting this sport that we love called boxing. Peace.